YBA, the only game on Roblox where one singular combo with like 3 moves can one-shot you. Humming right now. Yeah, this game is horribly balanced. And it's not just this game that's horribly balanced, it's also keyboard Jenga. See, I keep it simple. I use Silver Chariot and Plug. Why do I use those? They're not the strongest, by far, no. But I use Pluck because it has one thing that Silver Chariot doesn't have. A way to get close, and that's the biggest problem with Silver Chariot, getting close. And Silver Chariot's damage is low, but the main reason I use those is because they have a low amount of moves. Silver Chariot only has 4 moves, and Pluck has, what, 4 as well, I think? That's a good amount of moves for me to remember. And I don't have to remember keyboard Jenga and all the moves, and then also another fighting style. It's just too much to remember, because this game doesn't tell you. So how would I fix this whole problem of remembering stuff? I'll tell you in a second. But this video is sponsored by, no, I'm joking. I wish so. But how would I fix the balancing issues? Well, I don't know. I'm gonna be real, if it was Hamon, I think I would just nerf Hamon damage in like half, maybe. And it would still probably be really good. Star Platinum, probably get nerfed. But let's not what this video is about. I can't really talk about balance, but I'll talk about how we can fix this game, keep new players coming in, and make the combat better for everyone. So, what's the biggest problem with this game? Keyboard Jenga. Now, let me describe what keyboard Jenga is. It's when you have to move your hand all across your keyboard to press different buttons to use a move. Now, why is keyboard Jenga bad? If you have to do keyboard Jenga, you might forget your moves, and you might even forget what moves you even have, because this game doesn't show them. Now, what games show your moves that are JoJo related? AOT. I know people hate that word, but AOT shows your moves on the right side of the screen. Huge help, huge help. Now, if you don't like that solution, you can always go with the Type Soul route, where you show the moves at the bottom hotbar. So, let's get a drum roll, please, for my proof of concept, which I think would have helped this game a lot. Bam! Here's my proof of concept. Now, you can see everything here, but I will explain it for you guys. So, the very first thing I made, and the very first problem I have with this game is, if you don't play YBA for a long time, let alone if you switch to something that you're not used to, you tend to forget your moves, as I said earlier. So this helps. So when you press Q, your little stand spec will come out on the right side of the screen. It will just appear once you press Q. And it will show you all your moves, and it will get rid of rectangles that show your moves if you don't have that move, because this game allows you to not choose moves on certain stands. I mean, well, on stands in general. So that would come up, it would give rectangles, it would get rid of rectangles. As long as there's a move, it will show up when you press Q. Now, for the bottom side, you always have your fighting style. So the fighting styles being at your bottom hotbar makes sense. So I didn't just put the moves there. And obviously it'll add and subtract depending on the amount of moves you have for the fighting style. The squares. It also puts the keybind, very similar to Type Soul, where you can see what keybind it is, so you won't forget what button to press. Now, this will help immensely when learning something new in this game. You won't forget, Sure, it might be a little bit more to your screen, but that's what I thought of this cooldown. You know how YBA has like giant cooldown things on the right side of the screen? Well, instead of doing that, you see this little red thing? This red bar will go down. And once it fills up the whole box, the cooldown's done. And this will happen to everything, from the rectangles to the thing. And it'll be nice and simple, so you can tell without being like overly huge, like in base YBA. Without just taking up half your screen, just seeing like massive moves on the right side of your screen. I think this would be so much better. Like, 10 times better. I combined the AOT and the Type Soul style UI into one and made this amalgamation. I think it's perfect for a game like this. And this would help new players get into the game. Because the hardest part about getting people into YBA is it is damn complicated and hard to remember a lot of moves at times. So I think this would help a lot. Because some people feel like they're fighting the game more than they're fighting the other player. And that should never be what's happening in a PvP game. And I think that would fix a lot of YBA's problems. Like, genuinely, I think that would. Sure, the balancing is a whole nother issue, and the new Hamon specs that just came out, like Caesar's new Hamon is crazy, Joseph's new Hamon is crazy, Williams is probably the most balanced. They just do way too much damage. And it'll probably get nerfed, as like everything got nerfed. I think, yeah, I lost 2 moves on Pluck, and it's not a big deal. And then Boxing lost some moves, which all of this was good, mind you. All of these needed to lose some moves. They were ridiculous. But those new Hamons are crazy because, you know, Hamon's the best in the game right now because, you know, the fire damage, it just does way too much damage in general. But, yeah. I mean, yeah, what else do I need to know? I mean, if you want to tell me some balancing changes, and maybe I'll make a video on balancing changes specifically. If this gets enough views and some comments, tell me some balancing changes. And people might say, bro, you're gonna make YBA too easy, like a Battlegrounds. This doesn't change anything about the combat. It just makes it easier for the person to learn. It's gonna be the exact same combat. Like, I didn't touch the combat. This is a pure UI change. And I think this UI would just help new players get into the game. So, and you know what you need to keep a game alive? New players. So, yeah. Like, subscribe, Zazos, and nerf Tusk 4 and start platinum. Peace! It's Chase Zazol, mother trucker. It's Chase Zazol, snitch. Let's get some Robux tonight.